Hi, this is Ramesh. Good evening. I wanted to talk about the welfare schemes and all of these things that actually which the governments, the political parties keep talking about every day, right? So any political party actually whom you pick, so they will always keep talking about that the government will work for the poor and the country's resources are only for the poor and we will work to like to ensure that no poor goes to bed hungry and then all the poor people have roof on top of their head etc and all those kind of things, right? So, and for that reason, actually, there are a lot of welfare schemes and there are a lot of reservations and everything which has come up in the past. Now, why did these reservations come? Was because due to some issues in the past, there were certain sections of the society who did not get the necessary kind of support. So they were socially oppressed, they were educationally oppressed, and because of that, they also were in an economically weaker situation today. I mean, at some point of time. So the country identified, and then when they wrote their constitution, they said that all of these sections of the people they definitely need to be uplifted and they have to be provided. They are the backward classes today, so they have to also be able to compete in the mainstream along with everyone else. So which is why they have to be given the resources should be given to them in terms of reservations and quotas. Okay, but my point is, should the reservations and quotas be forever? I would say no. I would say it has to stop at some point of time. Okay, and then should the reservations be there at all? Okay, that is again another thing which we have to this thing because the defense services in India, at least actually, they don't have any reservations. So it is only on the meritocracy. So if you don't qualify, if you are not good enough, then you don't get in. Otherwise, you are not selected. So I would like to draw some parallels with a body called NSR Cell, which is in IIMB. So basically, they provide incubation to budding entrepreneurs. So basically, any company, any budding entrepreneurs actually who have some idea and then who are looking for to launch that into a startup company and all those things. So they can approach the NSR cell and they can pitch it across, and there will be a board actually which will sit and listen to them, and they will have to basically provide them, the this. They'll have to sell they'll have to pitch and they'll have to sell their business. And then if the NSR cell people who sit across the board, if they feel that okay, this is a viable business and this can fly, and then they will provide incubation to this company. So what does incubation mean? Incubation is that actually they provide the office space, they provide the physical infrastructure, they provide the digital infrastructure, they provide mentoring, and they also facilitate and help them in funding process. So these are all some of the things what any budding entrepreneur would love to have, because they can then it can help them to launch themselves into the industry, right? Where they're trying to pitch themselves across. Now, but then again, the NSR cell has only a certain amount of resources with them. So they say, we will provide you incubation for about 8 to 10 to 12 months. I think I'm not very sure about the number, but then they have some number within which you will have to step out. So, which means that all these facilities and all this help and everything that they render is only for a certain amount of time, and within which you will have to utilize all those resources, and then you have to upgrade yourself and you have to move out, and then you have to have your own setup after that, so that your resource which was given to this particular company can be given to someone else. So the point I'm trying to underline is that country's resources are also limited. It is not unlimited. So you can't just keep giving resources for free and for everybody to access at all points of time. And actually today what is happening is that actually if you can get a birth certificate that you are one of those oppressed caste communities, then you have a reservation quota for you, not only for you, for your kith and kin, for your next generation, for your next generation, and forever, which is not the right way. Okay, so because what I'm also saying is that like, there should be some evaluation method by which they will have to figure out whether these beneficiaries are they really getting benefited from these welfare schemes, and if they are getting benefited, then when they initially when they were actually when they started this particular thing, on a scale of 1 to 10, where were they? So probably at about zero point 0.5, zero point 0.6, whatever it is. So now after a certain amount of time, okay, that evaluation should be at what time period is something that which can be decided, which is something that which cannot be easily picked up. But at the same time, it has to be done. And at some point of time, if they figure out that this individual has progressed to somewhere about 4.5 or 5 or 5.5 or something like that, then the person should not have the privilege of the reservation anymore, and the person should come out of that so that someone else can get that privilege, and they can also prosper, right? Now, I would actually tell one more thing. I would try to draw an analogy is that let's assume that there is a joint family system, and where there is one individual actually who is the sole breadwinner, and then that person is trying to help. That person is trying to fend his big family, and in that big family there are about 5 6 brothers and 5 6 sisters, and everybody he has to help them out, and to this thing. So initially, what happens is these, and all of these siblings are very young. Let us assume that hypothetical case. Now, what happens is obviously when they are very young, there is only one breadwinner for the family because the others are still studying. I mean, they have to still acquire some knowledge, some education with which they can then go out, and then they can actually earn, and they can add to the family's income. So until such time, they are given the welfare schemes in terms of they are provided the space, they are provided the livelihood, they are provided food, they are provided medical support, they are provided education, they are provided all the other clothing and everything, right? Until such time that actually they finish their education, they finish their basic education, whatever can be appropriate by that family's standard. So as soon as that happens, then what is expected is that those siblings actually will will come out, and then they will join the workforce, and they will start adding to the family's income. So which is exactly how then only the family can prosper. Okay, otherwise if kind of think about it, if these siblings say no, I mean actually I am getting everything whatever I need, and then I don't have to kind of I don't have to join the workforce, I don't have to kind of contribute to the family's income, I don't have to work at all. I mean, I'm anyway, I'm getting all my food, I'm getting my clothes, I'm getting medical support, I'm getting a place to stay, I'm getting almost everything. So I don't necessarily have to work, and I will continue to keep getting all these things. Okay, so then what is happening is that the sole breadwinner is having a tough time to provide for the entire family, and it can't continue like that because the sole breadwinner at some point of time will also get old, and then will not be able to work, and so with that actually the income would reduce, and once that happens, then it will start affecting the other family as well. So my point is that actually once you start, you will be provided some kind of a launch pad for a certain period of time. And after that certain period of time, when you have availed that, then you will have to step out, and then you will have to start earning yourself. So, like we have always heard this story, right? Actually, when there is somebody who comes hungry, who comes to you, and then basically instead of providing fish for that person to eat, you actually teach him how to fish, okay, how to do fishing. Because once you do that, then the person will not come back to you again and then ask for fish every time the person is hungry. So you have actually helped the person learn how to do fishing on his own, on his her own. So they will do the fishing on their own, and they will fend for themselves. So that should be exactly the point, right? So if every individual actually is able to get the initial support from somebody, from some these things, from some source, and then if they are able to fend for themselves at some point of time, they step out, and then they should be able to take care of themselves, of their family, and their children. So they should not be pointing to the country and pointing to the political party, saying that actually the political party had it is up to their this thing to take care of us. So we are the poor, we are the oppressed, we are the economically weaker section. So we like we have been told by the political parties that the country is for us, and all the resources whatever is available in the country is all available for us, and we don't have to work, we don't have to do anything on our own, and we will get everything free of cost. So that is not on. So if you are able to see there is this other person also, right? I mean, who famously said that jitni abadi utni hak. Okay, so basically what he's trying to say is that actually if there is a population explosion, if you have a huge population of a certain caste, then that caste should get more privilege on all the resources and the reservations and everything. So that is again not the this thing, because if my point is if you are poor, okay, then obviously like what makes you think that you can have some 6 7 children, and then how are you going to kind of provide for them? So are you going to provide, or if you are saying that the government will provide, the country will provide, the political party will provide, then that is not the right way to look at it. So you will have to provide for your family. So if every individual is able to provide for himself, herself, and his family, his children, okay, then it is going to be an happy country to live, isn't it? So that is what I was trying to say. And as I said, there are some this thing in the national defense services. There is absolutely no reservations. There is no quota or anything. So it is only on the meritocracy. If you are good, you come in. If you are not good, you walk out. So there is nobody actually who says, okay, there is a reservation for a certain caste over here. There is a reservation for certain this thing. No, it is not that way. So this has been happening forever. So the political parties have also figured out that this is a very nice vote catching mechanism, and the oppressed actually continue to the oppressed can be given all these facilities, and then they can the resources anyway are available, so we can always loan the resources, we can do whatever and all those kind of things, and then let us keep providing them, and they are the people who are going to vote for us, and then we will continue to run the government, and we will continue to have our own fun, right? So basically, what I'm saying is that actually, when there is a welfare scheme, when there is a reservation, when there is something which a political party or the government tries to kind of bring in, it also has to have some kind of an evaluation, some kind of a kind of monitoring system. So to check whether first and foremost whether the system is working well or not. I mean, is it providing the benefits to the beneficiary or not? I mean, is it working well? If it is not working well, then you'll have to go fix it. You will have to figure out that why it is not working well, and are the people who are involved not doing their things properly, and so that you'll have to fix it. Now, like, once it starts working well, then you'll have to go and check with the beneficiaries to try and see whether are they getting benefited out of this or not. Now, two things can happen over there. One is that the beneficiaries can get benefited, and they are getting benefited, and then they are then the thing is that the system is working well and they are getting benefited. So then what you do is you start looking at them, you start figuring out whether like where are they, I mean, have they progressed? And if they have progressed, then you actually take them off from the beneficiary list, and then so that other people can join in that this thing. Now there is the other factor which is very very important. If there are some people actually who are getting benefited, I mean, who are not getting benefited, but the system is working all right. So the ecosystem is working all right, and the everything is perfect. Okay, but they are not just getting benefited because they are not utilizing the system properly and they are not progressing. They are lazy. Okay, so they are not really. So such people have to be reprimanded and they have to be told that, I mean, you can't keep wasting these resources, and the resources do not come cheap. So you can't just keep kind of like fending for yourself and say that, okay, in any case I'm getting this for free, so why should I even bother to upgrade myself and all those things. So no, that is not on. So you will have to, so they have to be reprimanded, and of course you can actually put them back into the reservation system and tell them that, like, they can't be doing this, but they'll be given another chance, and then they have to they have to pull their socks this time. So this is the only way that the system can this thing. And after some point of time, I think the system, the all the subsidies, the food subsidies, the fuel subsidy, the everything has to be kind of slowly taken away, because from a kind of a deficit financing country. So if we are an emerging economy, and then if we have to become an emerged economy, then we have to become a surplus budgeting economy. So we have to have we should be having, like, our expenditure, whatever is our national expenditure, our income should be more than that. So if we are able to get to that stage, then only the country can progress. But of course, we are going the same direction. So at least the GDP and other things are showing that. So we are, in fact, at this point of time, we are about $3.9 trillion economy, and then we are in kissing distance with the Japan, which is about 4.11. So I think actually by 2025 or something, we can even kind of go past Japan, and then we can become the fourth largest economy in the world. So I'm sure we will go the direction, and we have to ensure that actually people, I mean, the political parties do not use this particular trick, the carrot, and then they keep playing with the people. The people should also get educated. The people should also be told in very clear terms that, hey, I mean, the resources do not come cheap, and so utilize them properly, and let's all kind of go on to build a very good, robust country. So the resources are not necessarily only for the poor; it is for everyone in this country, and who is willing to also contribute for the growth of the country, right? So that is my point. So thanks for listening.